redeeming the dream. In his victory speech, Barack Obama said, "If there's anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer." Well, many things certainly are possible in America. It is possible in America for European settlers to commit genocide against the Native American Indians who lived here, and to then declare themselves the builders of a shining city on a hill and the last best hope of mankind. It is possible in America to kidnap over 10 million Africans and hold them and their descendants in slavery for 250 years, exploiting them as the foundations of the great wealth of this country, and then maintaining their descendants in new forms of oppression and superexploitation, and to simultaneously brag that the dream of the founders is based on the principle that all men are created equal. It is possible in America to wage and sponsor wars and military coups over the past 150 years that have taken a toll on humanity unmatched by any of the fabled monstrous empires of the past. And that to then routinely declare, as Barack Obama did in his speech, that this same country is the world's great guarantor of peace and security, even as he preceded that by assuring anybody who opposed what he called the new American leadership that we will defeat you. It is possible in America to subordinate the economies of entire nations to the demands and dictates of U.S. capital. And it is possible to then both super-exploit impoverished people from those countries, who then desperately seek work in the U.S., and at the same time to demonize them and scapegoat them as the cause of everyone else's hard times. It is possible to torture in the name of safety, even as you assure the world that you don't. But apparently, other things are not so possible in America. It has not been possible in America to actually do away with the structures of white supremacy and the oppression of entire peoples. It has not been possible in America to desist from sending troops, CIA spies, and commandos all over the world. Nor has it been possible to avoid things like killing 40 civilians at a wedding party in Afghanistan on the day before the election, which installed a man who has promised to send more troops to invade that tortured, beleaguered country. It has not been possible in America to actually overcome the subjugation of women in every sphere of life, or to end the demonization and systematic discrimination against gay people. It has not been possible for America to refrain from the heedless plunder and spoliation of the very planet on which we live. It has not been possible in America to overcome the deadening alienation of everyday life for most people, or the despair of seeing your best efforts come to naught for many of those who want to dedicate themselves to making things better. What is proven to be possible and what is proven to be not possible has nothing to do with human nature and everything to do with the system that was put in place to ensure the dreams of the founders. The name of that system is imperialism, a stage of capitalism in which the majority of humanity are consigned to short, bitter lives of almost indescribable exploitation, humiliation, and degradation, in which entire nations are subjugated to deepen and extend that exploitation, and in which the entire world is divided up amongst a handful of big imperialist powers, with the U.S. currently at the head of that. That is the system which actually determines what is and what is not possible. That is the system Barack Obama is now stepping in to head. that is the system to whose service he now summons you.